People have problems and they look for ways to resolve them. Some problems you can go to the police, some you go to your solicitor, some you go to your doctor. But there are some problems that are beyond all of those points, and you end up with a private investigator because you have a need to know.
It's the channeling of an energy, the spiritual energy, the universal energy. This is an energy that's around us all the time. It's what keeps everything alive and holds everything together. It's almost like the glue that holds you together as well. And the idea with this healing is that you draw in more than you need and make it available to somebody else.
I was on the tea one day just thinking, what could you do that would entertain people? And I was stripping.
My job is to help people to move forward with their lives and let them listen to their own guardians, their own spirit guides, their own people.
Husband felt sure that his wife was cheating, and she would go out a couple of nights a week, and she used to say she was going to her friends, and he accepted it at first of all. Then eventually he started to get suspicious. Then there were lots of strange phone calls that came in and unlisted numbers on the mobile. And then she would go out of the room when she was speaking, and eventually he engaged the agency.
I was doing a Reiki treatment with a man one day, and I had my eyes closed, and in front of me seemed to be a field full of, I will call them beings, because I couldn't have told you whether they were men or women, but beings, and they were all dressed in grey. And I've never seen anything like that when I was doing Reiki before.
We set up a following situation, and we found that she went to a particular address. He had got no idea whose address it was, and living at the address were two males. And this surveillance went on for a while, and eventually he jumped in his car once he knew the address, and he drove down there and banged on the door, and his wife opened the door.
But I saw these beings, and I found myself, who are you? What are you doing? And I was told they were the angels who had come to support this man, to protect him, to stand by him. And there was something really, really, and even now I feel like I could cry just remembering it. And I told him about it, and he was at that time exceptionally depressed. And you talk about how people react to this. When he left the room, he left the depression behind him. I have never before or since seen anything so powerful.
Believe it or not, it's not the money. The money's nice, but what I do love, I just love entertaining. Just love the way people laugh and get on, and like when you do a good show, like when you get good appreciation for it and stuff.
Basically, when I was about 3 or 4, I started to see spirit and see things around me, and they were like friends. So
Wife opened the door and absolutely shocked, and pulled him in, and then explained everything to him, that she was in the process of making a family business, and that her son, unbeknown to him, was gay. These were his 2 gay friends, and she was down there trying to create a shop business, a retail outlet for them together, which they were going to tell Daddy about later on when it was up and running, because he'd written off his son. And here was Mum sort of torn between the 2 situations. It was a rather strange beginning, which had a happy ending, because that retail shop is still going today.
She has been rogered.